Star Realms is a deck-building game designed to be played with 2 players. It takes place in a sci-fi universe, and you win when you deal enough damage to your opponent. To start the game, each player gets a deck of 8 Scout cards and 2 Viper cards, as well as 50 Authority, which is that player's life total. Place the 10 Explorer cards face up and shuffle the rest of the cards together to form the trade deck. Lay out the top 5 cards of the trade deck face up so both players can see them. Determine which player goes first. That player draws 3 cards and the other player draws 5 cards. Each turn contains a main phase, a discard phase, and a draw phase. The majority of actions take place during each player's main phase. On your first turn, you will want to lay out all of your cards. Cards have no cost to play and have primary abilities that trigger as they are played, as well as potential other abilities. In this case, the Scout and Viper's primary abilities are shown by the colored logos. The yellow circle on the Scout represents trade, which is used to purchase cards from the trade row. In this case, the 2 Scouts will give you 2 trade, allowing you to purchase a card from the trade row that costs 2 or less. When you do, you instantly replace the card with the top card of the trade deck. If you still have trade, you can continue purchasing cards. When you purchase a card, you put it into your discard pile next to your deck. We'll come back to that later. The red target on the Viper represents combat. During your main phase, you may use your combat to deal damage directly to your opponent's authority. In this case, the 1 Viper will give you 1 combat, allowing you to knock your opponent down to 49 authority. Both trade and combat go into a pool, so it can be used at any time during your main phase, and you can draw from it at any number of times if you want to split it up. The pool's empty at your discard phase. Once you're done with taking actions during your turn, you enter the discard phase. Any cards that you played, or are still in your hand, go into your discard pile. After that, you draw a new hand of 5 cards from your deck. If at any point you would draw a card from an empty deck, you shuffle your discard pile and it becomes your deck. As you continue to play, you will encounter different factions. There are 4 factions in the game, and they often synergize with each other. Below a card's primary ability is an ability that has one of the faction symbols on it. You can activate this ability at any time when you control another card of the same faction. They cannot be activated more than once per turn, even if you control multiple cards of that faction. Some cards also have a scrap ability or a way to scrap other cards. Scrapping works similar to the ally ability in that it can be triggered at any time and gives you something in return. When a card is scrapped, it goes into the scrap heap, which removes it from the game entirely. There are 2 types of cards you can get from the trade row: ships and bases. Bases are special because, unlike ship cards, they remain in play when the turn ends. Special bases called outposts have to be attacked before your authority can be attacked. You have to have enough combat in your combat pool to destroy the outpost in 1 turn. Regular bases can be destroyed in the same way, but do not prevent authority from being attacked. Each player takes turns like this, one after the other, until one player's authority reaches 0 and that player loses.